Hi guys, and welcome back. Nice to see all your lovely smiling faces out there. Today we're back at Stinchombe Hill. Lovely golf course, dear to my heart. It's a golf course I was a member of for many years and enjoyed my time here greatly. And whenever I can, I still try and come up. It's a beautiful golf course. Now today we're featuring this, the 9th hole, 164 yards, par 3. It's a nice drop hole. It's a beautiful kind of signature hole here. Now, it's 164 yards, but it's a huge drop, so there's a few things we can talk about there. We've got some trouble around the front edge, and there's actually a bit of trouble when you go a little bit too long as well, so we'll talk about that. But the first thing to talk about is this par 3. There's a point here, which is the only, I think it's the only golf course where you can see 11 counties. Now, for you guys in America, counties to us are like your states. There's a fair few of them, but can you imagine seeing 11 states in one view, especially from a golf hole? So I'll probably send a drone up in a bit and I'll give you a quick idea of the vista. But it's beautiful. You can see counties right the way across. You can see the 2 Severn bridges on a clear day. It's a little bit hazy today, which is a shame, but it's beautiful all the same. You'll have to come up here yourself and see if you can get some lads and come up and have a game. It's not too expensive. I'll do some links down below for the golf course, and if you come to the clubhouse, have a little look in the clubhouse. You might see somebody's name you might recognise on a few of those boards in there. Played here for many years, which was great. I think I first joined here in about '96, so really happy days and fond memories. Okay, let's try and have a little look at this hole then. 164 yards. Today, there's always a bit of wind up here, hence Stinchcombe Hill. We're up on this huge area. Now, it makes for beautiful views like this, but it also gives you that kind of, you have to be playing in the wind up here most of the time. And on a summer's day, it's blistering hot. So both have got their challenges, but certainly with the wind, makes it a real good test around here. And also they grow the rough really deep, deeper rough than I've ever seen on any golf course, including British Open venues. It's kind of waist deep, which I think I said in the previous one, which I'll link to up here, that is actually worse than water, because water you just take your drop and you just carry on with your round. You think, it's disappointing, but you know. Whereas hay, you go in there, you see your ball, you think, I could probably get a wedge at that, and you go striding in, have a hack at it, move it a foot. It's even worse then, and you can do that 3 or 4 times and ruin your card, you know. So it's very, very difficult through the summer months when the hay's up high. But for this one, we got the wind coming off the right, coming from right to left. We've got bunkers around the front, a bunker on the front right, at the front, and it's kind of well guarded around the front area. So obviously we want to steer well clear of those, because they're always tricky up and down from those bunkers. If you miss the green wider or shorter than the bunker, which we all do sometimes, it's actually fine because the green's very flat, so you can chip and putt from most places here. Luckily for me, the pin's on the middle, so we don't have to worry about short-siding ourselves, which is always something that you've got to kind of factor in. That short-sided miss is really something certainly the better players really fear, but we should all be aware of that. That missing on the right side makes all the difference with your chip shot. Even if you're just chipping on and like 2-putting, you know, it can make the difference between, on a short side you can get to a bunker and you've got absolutely no shot at all. So it makes it very, very difficult. But for today, we've got a bit of wind. We want to get our club right. Okay, so we've got 164, it's straight down wind. The greens are generally, because they're a kind of an old-fashioned constructed green, they are quite firm, but it just takes a little bit of getting used to, especially when you're used to playing these sort of stadium courses where everything, you can hit a 3-iron, it sticks on the green. These you have to be a little bit more careful with. It does help because the turf's nice and firm, so you can get a bit more spin off it. But what I'm going to try and do here is try and control the spin a bit more. I'm going to hold it down with an 8-iron and hope we can get a little bit of check on the green. I think that's enough club. Let's see how we go. Just hold it up against that wind just a little bit. just slightly rolled off the back of the green. Not bad though. So what we gain when we drop elevation, what we gain in a bit more distance, we lose in spin because the ball's in the air a bit longer. I generally like to hit a slightly lower shot, which keeps that spin on the ball. And so these get a little bit kind of loopy when they're dropping for a long way. It's nice when you're dropping to a, you know, if you're hitting a wedge, it's dropping right down. There, I had quite a bit of spin on the ball, but it still did jump a bit, and it's just off the back, which, as I said earlier, off the back slightly is not that bad. However, never really want to miss a green with A-turn, although I just have. I think if I'd have hit a 9-iron though, 164, the wind wasn't helping particularly, so I think that would have been a push. So I think it's probably the right club. Maybe could have just kind of nipped it slightly better, but not too bad all the same. But it does give me a chance to hit a chip shot, and we can talk about the chip shots. Here's the bunkers, there's the beautiful view out there, 11 counties, beautiful. A view like you've probably never seen, to be honest. It's absolutely gorgeous on a clear day. These are the big bunkers. You don't want to go in this one. This one just short is not too bad. If you're just here, it's not too bad. And because the green's very flat, as long as the pin's in the middle, you can kind of get away with murder with all these bunkers. But yeah, firmish green, and it looks like I'm just off the back there. Another bunker there, which is quite nice, and then we're going down to the next tee over there. Okay, so it wasn't too bad a shot. We've got the pins kind of middle to the back, and I'm just here, just bounced on the front quarter of the green, and it does roll off the side a bit here, but I'll take you through a nice little chip and see how we go. Okay, so it's lying kind of okay. It's not great. For myself, I always reach for the 60 degree, but it's just the way I've always learned, and the way I've kind of always used the sand iron to my deadliest weapon. Somebody once told me back when I was a kid, I said, what's the best advice you could give me? And they said, just sleep with your sand iron. So I went everywhere with it, and when I was on holiday, I would go on the beach and hit bunker shots, a bit like my hero Sevi, and I would hit every shot with it. So I prefer the idea of knowing what a club's going to do spin wise and loft wise, rather than having lots of different clubs and having to get used to all those different flights, etc. But with this one, we got a very straight chip shot. It's not too bad. For me, I'm going to do a mid-height one. It's going to land kind of halfway between the front of the green and the pin, and it's going to roll out, hopefully close. I would expect to get this one stone dead, probably 8 or 9 times out of 10, to be honest. If you want some short game tips, I'll link a video above, and also there's another interesting video I did where I kicked off every green to see what a player like myself would do when I miss every single green. So that was quite interesting. Check that one out, it's a good fun watch. There's lots of tips in there about short game and chip shots, techniques and stuff. Okay, so here we go, let's see how we get on. So again, I'm just trying to, the blade of the club is going to be square to the target. I'm not doing anything fancy, I'm not flipping it up or anything here. I'm just simply going to almost be like a chip shot, but it's almost going to be like a long putt, not too much break in my wrists. Nearly, we nearly got it, but that's good enough for a 3 anyway, so let's go and tap that one in. Okay, pretty straightforward 3. It is another short hole, but 165 yards. I forgot it was a little bit longer, but that sort of the elevation helps a little bit with our clubs, so we can keep the clubs down there. That was good fun. Just like to introduce to you our amazing camera person for today. It's Willow, my daughter. You gonna say hello?
Hello.
There we go. So she's been initiated into the crazy world of YouTube. Hopefully enjoyed that. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and send me a message if you're struggling with your short games or your strategies around a golf course. I'm more than happy to help you. I'll put the links to Stinchcombe Hill Golf Club below. Come and play, you will not regret it. It's gorgeous. Through the summer months the greens will be as good as anywhere in the country, and it will be a great test of golf. So enjoy that. This time, probably when you're watching this, it will be the same weekend as the YouTube Golf Day. So I'm looking forward to playing that and doing some content for you guys. It should be good fun, that. If nothing else, we're going to have some good content out of it, and we'll see what sort of trouble we can get into. Anyway, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.